Hi Year 7, welcome to Lesson 7 in the Amazing Adventures topic. This lesson we're going to be looking at self-assessment. Okay, so self-assessing your work. Firstly, I want to say a huge well done to all of you who have completed this unit of home learning. Writing an adventure story, especially not in school on your own, is a really big achievement, so well done. Hopefully you're proud of the work that you have created. If you're not, then you should be. This week, we're going to focus on self-assessing and improving your writing, and I'm going to talk you step by step through how to do that. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is make sure you're prepared. So if you have a different colour pen, or if you're on a PC, just make sure you're going to highlight using the highlight tab, or if you are using pen and paper, then please can you have a highlighter. So the first thing that you're going to do for your task 1 is identify any features of adventure fiction you have included in your story. So this is going to be a lot of rereading your story, highlighting, underlining, and basically annotating your story. So have a look through it, read through it, highlight, underline, or draw a box around anything that you think is an adventure fiction feature. This could be anything from the list below. So it could be the setting, it could be imaginary, it could be set on a different planet or in a futuristic version of our hometown. A protagonist, remember that's the hero trying to save or change something. An antagonist, the enemy or rival, the person preventing the protagonist's success. Elements of risk or danger. Any other features of adventure fiction that we have studied and included. So what you might need to do now, you will need to pause this video and begin that first task. Okay, when you've done that, you then need to highlight or underline all language devices. So you're looking for similes, metaphors, personification, onomatopoeia, all the things that we have looked at before in English. So you have a look through any that you have used, label and annotate what device it is next to it. You might want to pause now to do that task. And when you finish that, highlight or circle any ambitious word choices you think you have made. So anything ambitious or sophisticated. Remember, we're looking for non-average words. We're looking for something very, very kind of like imaginative. So any word that you think, right, that's a really good work and I'm really proud that I've added that, highlight it or circle it. Okay, so now you've done task 1, we're going to move on to task 2, the final task for this lesson. And this is where we use a self-assessment check sheet just to kind of have a look and identify your key areas for improvement. So it can be you're just doing this as you go along, as you're watching the lesson. If you've printed the worksheet, you can fill it in that way. If you've downloaded the worksheet, that's fine. You can add it in that way. So it's just a basic yes or a no. So we're going to read each statement and you need to put a tick in the correct box. So the first one, I've included some features of adventure fiction in my writing. So tick yes or no for that. And I imagine that most of you, or all of you, would have said yes. I spent time planning before my writing. Now, this is a big one because I think there are so many people that just prefer to write, but this is really important because planning really does help, as I've said before. There is a clear structure to my writing, a definite beginning, middle and end. My paragraphs link together in logical sequence to create cohesion. Okay, so to create something that makes sense. If you haven't got any paragraphs, it's really important that you read through your work and make sure that you paragraph your work. So you can just put 2 lines where you would do a new paragraph just to show your teacher. I have used a range of language devices to make my ideas interesting. So when we've gone through and self-assessed in the previous task, have you identified like a simile, metaphor, things like that? I have tried to use a range of structural devices to make my ideas interesting. So if you've got a beginning, middle and end, then you've definitely started to use structural devices. If you've paragraphed your work, if you've done a range of sentence structures, it could be that you've gone even further and you've added a cliffhanger in. It could be that you have used a cyclical structure. So maybe the first paragraph links to the last paragraph. I have used some ambitious word choices. So are you happy with your vocabulary? I have used a range of punctuation. So for example, semicolon, colon, ellipsis, speech punctuation. I have used a range of sentence types. So make sure they're not just all simple sentences. Make sure you have a range of simple, compound, complex, one word. My verb tenses are consistent. I do not skip between different tenses. So, for example, if you're writing in the past tense, make sure you stick to past tense unless you can clearly see that there's a reason, like a flashback or a flash forward. My spelling is accurate. Have a look. Are you happy with your spelling? Your teacher will be able to give you a bit more information on that as they're looking through your work. So when you've done that, you then need to have a look and see, where have I ticked no on this box? That's where you can pick your 3 key areas of improvement and just roughly write them down in the box at the bottom. Okay, so this is our self-assessment lesson over and done with. Our next lesson, we will then use this assessment to edit our work. Well done, guys.